the beneficent, the most merciful, the truthful, and the most just. I greet all of you once again with the green words of peace. Allah, salam alaikum. We left off showing you the verification that these books are not a joke. They are actually proving to be nothing but the truth. It's just that the people didn't believe it. And you've had so many people misrepresent the Holy Scripture that people stop even bothering looking at it. And so it is written. You know, it's like the man asked me, I was standing up giving him proof of who I am. He was telling me in so many words that after I gave him proof, he was telling me, yeah, but you still need to give me some proof. Well, Allah already told me, he said, son of man, the house of Israel will not hear you because they would not hear me. And so that is what that's what I've been experiencing. The people don't even know where to begin looking to see the coming of the Lord. And that will be an intense regret. Because here it is, right here. This is the 24th chapter of the book of Matthew. And we're going to go to the 38th verse. Well, the 37th verse. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Well, too bad. They didn't realize that the flood was the Savior of Noah. Once that flood came, Noah discovered he had salvation. He had in that flood protection from them calling him a liar and a madman. Huh? Well, okay. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yeah? Remember, it talks about the Lord of certain servants shall come and cut them asunder, appoint them their portion with the hypocrites. Remember that? It says, then shall two be in the field. One shall be taken and the other left. I'll show you. Both books agree on this. You have to be careful and don't get too close to the wrong folks. Because if you let anybody come between you and Allah, you will live to regret it. See? That's why in the Holy Quran it says Allah and His messenger are dearer to the believers than their own faith. And it's the Holy Bible says, he that loveth father or mother more it's not worthy. Son or daughter, more than me, not worthy. Husband, wife, more than me, not worthy. And whosoever shall not deny himself, and what is that? Not my will, Father. Huh? But thy will be. Both books agree on these things. Both of them agree on everything. I'll tell you. In the Holy Quran, in chapter 64, in the 64th chapter of the Holy Quran, and the it's not a very long chapter. I'm going to just start reading. Look at the title of it. I remember the messenger said that the Holy Quran is the most truthful book. There's the manifestation of what? Law. Huh? Okay. In the name of Allah, the beneficent and merciful. Whatever is in the heaven and whatever is in the earth glorifies Allah. His is the kingdom. And his is the praise. Well, all of your life, if you went to church, you got been saying, thine is the kingdom. And the what? And the power, right? Well, what did it say here? And he is possessor of power over all things. Huh? Yeah. It says, he it is who created you. But one of you is a disbeliever, and one of you is a believer. Is that what it says? One of you is a disbeliever, and one of you is a believer. And it says, then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken, and the other left. Huh? One is a believer. One is a disbeliever. Is that right? Then it says, excuse me, let's back it back to it. And The 41st verse says, 2 women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be Jacob and the other not. One of you is a believer, and one of you is a disbeliever. And it says, watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord shall come. What is the point of watching if you look in the wrong way? What is the point? Brothers, I tell you what, y'all can turn them off for a little while. If they start getting cool in here, turn them back on. Watch, therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord shall come. You know, we are little too happy. We want to be Eastern, right? Are you aware that the white man came across country in snow and covered wagons? He braved all that to get where he got today. If a little bit of weather didn't stop me from driving 1,000 miles, what's your excuse? You up here already. Didn't have to drive for 10 miles. Not too far. Well, ain't never going to get together. That we ain't going to get together. Right? Look, how many times have you heard me tell people, if you got a reason why you don't believe in following me, if you feel it's justifiable for you, tell the rest of the people why they shouldn't follow. Huh? If you don't go, I don't blame a man if he got a justifiable reason. But to say you don't want no leadership, that ain't no justifiable reason. That's a fool's paradise you live in. Don't you know everybody who's anybody on this planet follows somebody? Are you aware of that? Even the President of the United States, he follows Lincoln, he follows, he invokes many of them presidents. No, letting you know, hey man, I got something enough to use the wisdom of somebody else. I don't think I know everything. If I thought I knew everything, I wouldn't have the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran up there with me every time I'm having a thought. I'd be like some of these boys who come in here, don't argue, and then when you ask them about something in the scripture, they don't have no scripture. How do I get up and fix my mouth to talk to you about God and don't bring the books of God with me to make sure we have something that will help us agree? Huh? If you're going to talk about a law, don't it make sense to bring the law book? If you're going to talk about electrical circuitry, don't it make sense to bring the schematic for that particular invention? It's kind of hard to talk about what belongs where when you don't have no schematic. You're going to talk about medicine without a medical book? If you want to change the oil in your new car, don't you consult the owner's manual as to what grade and weight to put in there? Man, you don't need to use that. I said, well, what book you going to buy? We don't need no book. Buy. Is that right? Don't tell me we don't need no book, right? Everything we learned up to this point, we had a book to help teach us to it. Well, let's go back to school. Did you have any courses that didn't have the book? Huh? All my classes had books, man. It was the man of this world who's ruling, by the way. He had something enough to respect books that he wrote. What kind of man of God comes in and don't respect the books that we wrote? The man of God, if you believe in the educational system of this country, you show that you believe in that. If you're a teacher, you get the teacher's aid. You get the teacher's book. Don't wing it. Oh. Now, here we got these books warning us that you can't follow each other. You got to follow the truth. Huh? Wherever the truth leads, that's where you go. Right? And if your best friend, hey, look, I don't think we need to go over that. Say, well, the word says go. I got to go. Well, I ain't going. Well, I guess this is the party between me and you. You're gonna let somebody else tell you what? Well, you trying to tell me what to do. What? You know, there's people that tell you you're gonna let somebody else tell you what to do. They said it trying to tell you what to do. You shouldn't listen to no man, because you should read it for yourself and answer, well, that means I shouldn't listen to you telling me this, you know. When you start taking their own words and putting them back out, they get angry with you. Because you're not even a believer in what you're saying yourself. Because if I listen to you, I don't take your advice either. According to you, I shouldn't even listen to you. Well, you're right. You should. Well, then why are you trying to talk to me? And I won't say nothing else. Thank you. Because I sure ain't trying to force you to do nothing. Messengers of God. You know what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said about people not following him? He said, if you happy not being my follower, I'm happy with you not being my follower. That's what he said. He even told the brother that was selling the magazine, the Muhammad Speaker. He said, you brothers, I hope you hear this. Don't be trying to force no brother to sell Muhammad Speaker. They didn't hear that, did they? He said, a brother tell you he don't want no paper, leave him go. He said, we don't have to beg people. He said, people look at you and laugh at you. He said, I don't want no such followers, beggars. He said, you don't want to do for us? He said, well, we are not here to beg you to do for us. We don't want that unwilling job. Look, man, if you want to be successful at doing something, you better turn them heaters back on. If you want to be successful at doing something that you ain't never did before, how do you go about doing it. Doesn't intelligence dictate look for somebody who may have did it before? Huh? Intelligence would kind of tell you that, right? And then what? If they were successful at it, I don't just say go find anybody. Find somebody who was successful. You think the New York Times was successful? In California, I saw the Herald Examiner newspaper. It was pretty successful. Patty Hearst was daddy. He was rich, wasn't he? Okay. Man, they sold millions of papers. And yet, sure they had some paper boys. But do you know those boys had a paper route? They went around and collected subscriptions. The messenger told us to do the same thing. He said, go door to door. Get your route. Why? That's what all the other successful newspapers do. And, you know, you could have sold a whole lot more if you hadn't been trying to force people out there that didn't want to go out there anyway, but out there misrepresenting it and turning people against. You know, when you're doing something you don't really want to do, your heart ain't in it, and your attitude ain't either. I remember when I got ready to go out with Muhammad Peace, and a brother told me they 25 cents. I said, oh, it's going to be easy. What you think? Yeah. I didn't know why he said that. Yeah, I'm not going to go. Yeah. I went to my neighbors first. All of them knew me. I said, Muhammad Peace. I got Muhammad Peace. Recently, I got a quarter gate there. And then I started running into people that didn't know me, but they hang with that man. What's wrong with these people? Then I saw what they were talking about then. But I knew what it was. Because I had to correct brothers, you know, at certain times. I said, brother, I live with these talking crazy to these people if they didn't want to think. They don't want to leave them alone. I had that much sense. But you don't want to be out there with it no way. And that's what you get when you send a man to do a job that he really don't want to do. That's why the messenger said, we don't want that unwilling. If brother don't want to sell no paper, leave them go. Huh? You notice, you offer somebody the Son of Man's feet. You don't hear all that, do you? Why? Because ain't nobody out there trying to force. I don't care you go. If you take this magazine out there to do it, you did it because you believed in it and you wanted to do that. It ain't because nobody expecting you to go and do that. Ain't nobody got to stand over me and make me go and work and propagate the faith. And I'm not going to stand over you and make you do it. I have to say, and try to make you. They ain't going to try to make you do nothing. Allah see what you do, and he see what you don't do. Now that's between you and him. Do you understand? But we do not have to go out and try to cram something down people's throat. All we got to do is show people through our example the good that's in our deeds. And they will get curious and say, hey, let me get one of them magazines. And once they get one, you ain't going to have to sell them on it. If they read it, they will want to know. So, but when it says good is telling somebody to watch if they don't know which way to look. But you know, the scripture says that the virgin went out, and 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. Is that right? One of them was a believer, another one was a disbeliever. Is that right? Yeah. And the one who was wise took their lamp and took oil in them. You remember David said, "Thou anointest my head with oil"? Well, okay. Then your lamp is your light. Your light. Then the light of the body is the eye. The messengers of God brought light. Even though it shined in dark, it shined in place. Notice this. Most people, when they don't look at the Bible and the Holy Quran as books of light, they just look at them as books. Because the light that's in them, you've got to have a special understanding, a special oil inside of you in order to see the light that these books are giving. Do you understand? And so, I'm here with that light. If you got oil, then you need fire to put to that oil and make it give off light, right? David said, "Thou anointest my head with oil." But remember, it says his eyes was like what? Fire. The messenger said, "Allah has made you a teacher who sees into the depths of things." You know that. You take a muddy pool. It could be a lake. If you don't feed it with an underground spring or keep putting water in it, pretty soon that fireball called the sun will show you what's at the bottom of that lake, even though it was all muddy and everything, because the sun will take all the water out of there and let you see those skies. It's a light that sees into the depth of things. Do you understand? Yeah. And so, these things that I'm sharing with you is just what we would call a common sense among those who are knowledgeable. It's not something that I'm spend a whole lot of time on. I'm just trying to show you the harmony of these books. Once you understand that the book, or one, it is revealed to me that your God, my God, are one God. That's what's it. We've been running around here. People been trying to come up and slide up next thing and tell you that the Bible is the book of the Christian and Quran is the book of the Muslim. Now you done found out that it's all the book of the And you done found out, and I told you publicly, and you didn't hear no preachers or nobody come speak, that God never sent a religion called Christian. And if you can show me a person who can show me that God named the religion Christianity, I'll give you $20,000. And if that ain't enough, I'll get you $20,000 down. And I know that's your goal. Then we'll see. See if you can show me where Allah is. Matter of fact, any religion other than Islam. Yeah. Let me show you. This is right over here in the 3rd chapter of the Holy Quran. And You know, people want art. Everybody looks for a body. You know, when you used to doing what you need, coming and going, when you please, doing what you need, and somebody says you, well, we don't have to stop that. Then you say, what? Huh? Well, nobody tell me when I was coming. If you're going to be part of this, you're going to have to be told them. Well, I don't want to be part of that. I'm going to look for something that ain't, the price ain't so high. Is that right? That's what a bargain is. You want something that you don't have to pay too much to get. Is that right? You must have forgot that you get what you pay. You know, you don't always get what you pay for, but you will always pay for what you get. They gave you that, right? Okay. So you got Christianity, you got Judaism, and then you got the Zionists, then you got the regular Jews, and then you got the Baptists, and you got the Methodists. You got all these denominations of what? Christianity. Right? What is a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, a 50 piece? What are those? Those are denominations of a dollar. Right? Yeah. You know, you can get 100 pennies, 20 nickels, 10 dimes, 4 quarters, 2 half dollars. Right? Or you can get a combination of them. Huh? 2 dimes and what? 16 nickels, huh? Right. You know, so it's just any combination, but those are denominations of a dollar. Okay? Baptist, Methodist, Episcopal, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, all of that denominations of Christianity. Right? Now, how much is a dollar worth today? When you're aware that a payday, you used to get a very big payday. Well, payday for different. You go to them stores now, the convenience stores going across country. How much you pay for a payday? At least $1. Is that right? So meaning what? $1 ain't worth a nickel now. And if you get all of this religion that the world gave you and add them all up, they ain't worth as much as $1 is worth relative to what it used to. So, as I look at these people with their bargain religion, you know, the reverend, he stand up in the pulpit, have a cigarette in his pocket. You see him outside smoking. Am I lying? They stand right outside. You know, a lot of them go in there and study and smoke, but I don't think they can do that no more because it's against the law to smoke inside of public places. Right? But he be standing up out there smoking, right? They do whatever. And then they say, well, I thought y'all didn't do that. Oh, that's over there in so-and-so church. It's okay over here. Is that right? Well, now what you got going? You got churches that is coming out pushing men marrying men. And saying that's okay. Huh? And people should be able to love who they want. Yeah, Jesus taught love, but he didn't teach abomination. That misplaced love. Do you come to males with love instead of females? Isn't that the question that the Holy Quran, that's the way the Quran put it. Is that right? I want to show you that this book that they keep trying to get you not to look at now. They don't want you to look at the Bible. You never would have thought you'd hear even white people coming up telling you, well, the Bible is not really accurate. It's not, they didn't used to have no problem with it. When we couldn't understand it, they didn't have no problem with it. Isn't that right? As long as we was letting them tell us what it meant, they didn't have no problem with it. Now you need to learn the Greek. You need to learn Hebrew. Who's going to teach you to? Well, I just happen to know Greek and Hebrew. He wants to get back in the Bible. And if he understood the Greek and the Hebrew like he claimed, then what's wrong with this translation? Because he already translated, right? Well, what is it that's wrong with it now? I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Turn to the book of Romans. This is what's wrong with it. Now, this is the first chapter of Romans, and this is the 22nd verse. Professing themselves to be wise. If a man go and set up a school and calls it a university, he wouldn't do that if he didn't think he was wise, would he? Would he? And what do they call the instructors in the university? Professors. Professing themselves to be wise. And then you know they call each other expert in this. Is that right? You know, you remember when the bubble of the housing bubble, when it burst, where was the expert at? The expert was the people who created that situation. Right? For a little while, they stopped calling each other experts. When they started coming out there talking about what was happening, they couldn't refer to nobody as an expert because they know that everybody's looking now and listening. Now, what do you mean, expert? And these are the people that got us in this thing. That's like a man going to the rifle range talking about he's an expert, and you look at the target he was shooting at, and ain't no holes in it. The holes, if it's some holes in it, it's on the white part. I said, well, ain't no bullseye. Is that no? You ain't no expert. Right? You're not even a mom. You need to go to practice. Is that right? Okay. But anyway, they professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Why? Because the fool have said in his mouth that there is no God. Then it says, and they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like the corruptible man. Now understand something. Remember it says that in Adam all died? You know what man was made for? Man was designed by the truth to house the truth. it is written, ye are the temple of God. God is the truth. Most people, they don't realize they worship truth until, if you don't believe you worship truth, how did you learn how to drive your car? How did you learn how to tie up your shoes? Did you have somebody to show you how? They must have showed you the truth, huh? Because you doing it, huh? So what was you really looking for? You were searching for the truth. You were searching for God. So that God could be with you and guide you. And with God, all things are possible. Without him, it's nothing possible. Huh? Not even dying yours. Because you don't know how. But when you know the truth, you know the God of that. Huh? And he's with you. So it says, they changed the image. Pardon me. It says, and they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man. When you look at a so-called Negro, you look at the black man. The one thing that the white man, he scared you when he used to put movies on and little documentaries, and he called Africa the land of the gods. That's what he thought. And when you look at what he did to us, no other people on earth ever called themselves Negro. So he took a people who was a people and made them into a people who were not a people. Is that right? Okay. He changed us into copies of who? Cheap copies of white people, including the hatred of black people. Haven't we been practicing the hatred of each other? If you can't walk down the streets in a community where ain't nobody living but you and your people, and you scared to walk down the street, well, what does that tell you how you feel about your people? How can you say you love your people and you scared of them? So don't nobody love somebody that they scared of. That just don't work. I'm not talking about scared of like you scared of your daddy or your mother. I'm talking about scared of like you scared of a lion, a tiger, or a bear. Huh? And we used to be packing, man. And we say, if a nigga mess with me, what I'm going to do to him? I'm going to blow his brains out. Is that right? We go in now with the attitude that I'm going to kill me a nigga if he whose attitude was that? That's white people's attitude. Kill me a mule and I'll buy me a nut. Kill me a nigga and I'll hop him. That's an old man. And who was killing each other? We were. He changed the image of, he changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man. When he took us in his school system, then he changed our mind from uncorruptible to something like his, an imagination like his. Do you understand? And once he messed our minds up, that's the heart of the man. The way through the man's heart is through his stomach. That's a physical truth. The way through a man's mind is through his education. When he spiritually ate, that's what he became. And everything we ate up to now, food for thought, was from white people, which made us what? Black white people, right? And I'm not gonna hold y'all no long time because I know it gets cool in here. Them things put you to sleep. Those films are not good for. You can turn it off now. But those films are not good for us to be in the breeze. I tell you what, from now on when I come up here, that's the last time we're going to come in here until we put some heat and some air conditioning over here in this building. I'm going to get with RJ and we're going to get somebody to come on over here. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm reading from Romans, the first chapter. And I was at the 23rd verse. It says, and they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore, God also gave them up to unclean. You remember we used to call what we ate soul food. And what was we eating? Our idea of soul food was pig. Huh? Ham hock, chitlins, fish feet. I mean, we was, from his rooted to his food, we was eating it. Is that right? And how about how good it was? And somebody tell us they don't want nothing. You don't know what you missing. We were the one that didn't know. And they made us unclean like they were. I mean, if they call the master of the house Satan, well, what do you think everybody in the household is? They call America the great Satan. Babylon has become the habitation of what? Well, in all of their affliction. And I mean, I like to be truthful, man. If you can't look in the mirror and be truthful about yourself, what you look like, I mean, what are you going to tell me what I look like? How can I trust you to tell me what I look like? You know, most of us, we think there's something wrong with everybody but us. You listen to the average person talk. They tell you what's wrong with everybody. They tell you that so-and-so ain't about nothing. And that one over there, that ain't worth 2 days flat. And stuff to do about it. And stuff to do about it. And you say, well, who do you get along with? They'll get along with nobody. Because all of us is the same way. Just hateful. A cage for every unclean and hateful bird. And you know when we act the food, you know what we never take the problem. Well, not folks. That so-and-so did such and so and such and so. Amen. That's a child's reason. You know, and as long as you don't take blame for stuff that happened, you automatically telling yourself that it's out of your power or authority to do anything about making it better. because you just gave the power away. If you take the blame, as the messenger told me, he said, don't blame them for what you put in them. Blame yourself for putting it in. I thought about that. All he was doing was giving me power to deal with what I thought I had no power to deal with. I mean, if I blame them, then I don't mind telling them that now. Now I tell them what's going to happen to them if they don't let me remake them. If I can't remake them, they don't do what they already done, killing themselves and their children and everybody else. That's life now. You know? So, it says, wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own heart. Here's what? If you don't let Allah guide you, then you are left with who guide? Your own. As it says, through their own heart. What is that? Through the lust of their own heart, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. What do you do? You set up liquor stores and you get each other drunk. You sell poison and call it food. Pig and everything God said don't do. That's what you go and buy. And you sell it. And you go in business, man can't even go, a person who's trying to serve God can't even go and buy a sandwich. And all these places where they call themselves selling food, a Muslim can't even go and buy a sandwich. For the most part. Because they're selling poison. And it says, who changed the truth of God into a lie. What is holy war? Holy war is the war that goes on inside of you. The kingdom of God is not on the outside of you, it's on the inside of you. Then what is this holy war they're talking about? They changed the truth of God into a lie. A justification to go murder somebody. They talk about you killing the infidel. You can't kill an infidel with a bullet. The body of, there's not a one of you that does not have a faithful body. You know that your body's going to sit in that chair, I don't care how uncomfortable it gets. Your body's going to sit there until the mind that's in you says, okay, too uncomfortable, we go. But until the mind says move, the body is faithful. And it only do move and it only do what the mind tells it. So why kill the body? You killing the faithful one and the one who's the real cook, all you did was destroy the receptacle that ended in and you've been other people already, so you ain't doing nothing. That's like taking one orange and throwing it in the trash and say, I fixed them oranges. You ain't fix nothing. It's plenty more orange. You ain't did nothing about it. Get rid of one. Even if you go find every supermarket full of oranges and take every orange off the shelf, the next orange season they're going to be right back in there. Is that right? You got to pluck up all the orange trees and get rid of them. So, it says, and they worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Who do you think you worshiping when you worship a religion? You worshiping the one who offered that religion. So, where did Christianity come from? It came from white people. As the messenger told you, he said, Reverend, I don't care if you make 1,000 converts. As long as you preaching Christianity, you have not made one convert for Almighty God. You made them all for the right. When you walk into his church, he got a picture of himself up there and come out that seat. And you go in there and you bow to it. You look at the Catholic Church, they got statues in there. Look like white folks. And they bow down to them. Huh? And they get you to follow them in doing that. And you worshiping them. The preacher get his license to preach. Who gave it to him? They did. And so it goes on this way. And for this cause, God gave them up unto vile affection. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is an amputation. You see, they women don't want no man. They want another woman. Huh? Look at what's his name's daughter, Dick Cheney. Huh? Ain't his two daughters kind of going at it with each other now because one told the other she's wrong for being with a woman? As though that's a man? Vile affection. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their love, one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving to themselves that recompense of their error, which was agreeable. Meet means agreeable. You know, just like when two ears meet, they agree with each other. When the AIDS and all that stuff is coming down on, they're getting what they desire. They're meeting with what they desire. And so, now, I was telling you why I brought you over here to show you why they think there's something wrong with the book now. We don't need to read this no more, right? We need to go and get the Greek. Why? Because this book is telling you what they're doing right now. And it was telling you about it before they started. So how is it allowed? If the prophets didn't know what they were talking about, then why was all this stuff written thousands of years before it happened? And you gonna let somebody convince you that it ain't so? You read in Genesis that you was gonna be a slave for 400 years. That happened. How is the book of life? You even read in the book that God said he's gonna make a black man and he's gonna be the son of man. I'm going to create a model of pounding clay of black mud fashioned into shape. So when I have made him complete and breathed into him of my spirit, fall down making obeisance to him. So the angels made obeisance. How many of them? When the Son of Man shall come, and how many angels with him? Do you know anybody who stands up and teaches you from both of these books and shows you that both of them saying the same thing other than me? You ain't never seen no man do this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you that his job was to put your mind back into the scripture. He was able to teach you the scripture. That wasn't his job. He didn't tell you that. I'll let you hear what he told you. You like to make up stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. But you don't know these things because you never studied Scripture. Therefore, the you don't know that because you don't. But you will believe that God in the Bible teach you that He sent one to teach you the Scripture. And in the one favorite teaching that God continues to teach you the wisdom and the knowledge of these things, choice. But since you have not seen too much of a Scripture, really, I'm here to put your mind back in, so that you will find the truth that I'm teaching you. It's there. So you need to put your mind back in it, so that you will find the truth. And now that your mind is going back into the book, I'm guiding you to where the truth is in it. Allah said, Son of man, I do send thee. What did the messenger say? God said he will send you a piece. What? You didn't believe him, that's why you don't believe him. There's no way that you can believe in the prophet and disbelieve in me. You just can't do it. As the messenger said, if we have a book that don't verify the book that we have, then how are we going to believe that? But if it verifies that's what we have, then we got to believe it. Well, which one of the prophets have I ever called a lie? Or did I stand up and tell you that all of them told you to do? You heard the brother try to come in there Friday and tell me that we shouldn't pay no tax. Trying to put Jesus and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad against each other. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, even when he said that if we don't believe we should be charged taxes if we're not given equal justice. He said we're not going to pay them. He said it's not right that you charge us taxes and you don't give us equal justice. That's what he did. Because you can't stay in another man's house and don't abide by his rules. You should know that. I mean, the mere fact, and then not only that, the messenger told us later on, after he saw all of these things that white folks had straightened up on, he said, you don't need to blame them now. But blame yourself. He said, if the white man, and he has, freed you, then they are not to blame. You are to blame. That's what he said. And probably they don't remember that. But you can remember something he said back in the 50s. But you can't remember what he said in the 70s. That's real thing. You know what that is? That shows that even though the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wasn't teaching hate, that's what you believe he was teaching. Yeah. I remember the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. See, people hear what they want to hear. The messenger said once, he said, oh, he said, them old folks hate white people. The messenger told him, he said, yeah, we people that hate them. We don't love them. And they don't love you. And, he always qualified what he had to say. if I say I hate somebody, that don't mean that I'm teaching hatred. But if I tell you I hate them, well, if that's the case, these 6 things that the Lord hates. Yeah, 7 are an abomination. A proud look, well, then it'd be teaching hatred. David said, Lord, do not I hate them that hate thee. And that, yeah, I hate them with perfect hate. Am not I grieved with them that rise up against you? He said he hate them with perfect hate. Well, David, I hate you. Huh? No, you, as long as you let other people define you ain't never gonna get no life. You like somebody who's living in the house and they done nicknamed your house some old crazy name, and then you done adopted the name they put on your house. And they don't really know nothing about what's going on in your house. If he taught us so much hatred, why have I, with his teachings, shown you so much love? How do you explain that, right? I wasn't thinking about trying to help nobody before the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught me. He the one set me on the path that I'm on. He the one put me on this road. And he even said, he said, now you're on the road to everything. He said, once you lay hold to that handle, that will not break off of you. He said, you must keep it. So I did keep it. I held on to what he taught me. I held on to my belief in one God, and the belief in all of his prophets, and the belief in the scriptures that they brought, and the belief in keeping up a prayer, and the belief in giving his charity, and the belief in fasting. I held on. And I don't make no distinction between any of them. I feel just as comfortable quoting Jesus as I do quoting Muhammad. I feel just as comfortable quoting the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as I feel quoting Moses. Because to me, they are one. It's the same God speaking. So, all of them taught to respect human beings. All of them taught that human beings should love one another and treat each other with kindness and respect. What did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say? Respect everybody, and everybody will respect you. He said, we don't want our people acting unrighteous regardless of who acts unrighteous towards them. We must not do so ourselves. Since we represent ourselves as being righteous people, he said, we be righteous. And if you say he's not righteous, he will say, I was not my maker. He said, never stop your mouth. What was that other than the same thing that Jesus said? Bless those that curse you. Do good to them that spitefully use you. What is that to say? We don't want our people acting unrighteous regardless of who acts unrighteous towards us. Why? Because I don't have to answer for how you treated me. You do. I only have to answer for how I treated you. And believe me, everybody gonna answer. Me and you. We all gonna answer. And you better hope you hear the words, well done. Because if Allah gives us an instruction, he gave me an instruction on what to do. He told me what to do. And I told you what to do. Then it's all for me. Son of man, give them warning from me, whether they hear you or whether they obey. For they are most rebellious. That's what he said. I bear witness. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he gave us nothing but the truth. Let me see. Let me find that. Here it is. This is the Holy Quran. Does not verify the Bible. The scripture and we very bad. How could you recognize a book that you will do that don't verify the truth of the book that we have? Well, we cannot do that. But when you verify the truth from the book which we have, we've got to believe. Okay. Today, how can we recognize the book that don't verify the truth of the book that we have? But if it verifies the book that we have, well, we got to believe. Well, if that's true for books, it's true for me. If I don't verify and offer you proof that what he taught was true, it's just like you get to you go to the school system. You will notice that the teacher who came after the fourth grade, they verified that what you learned in the fourth grade. The fifth grade teacher verified that what you were taught in fourth grade was true. Then if you look, throw that away. They told you, look, you learned this and you learned that and you learned such stuff. Because you wouldn't be sitting in front of him if what was in that book wasn't out in your head. So you ain't got to worry about that book so much as you got to hold on to what you learned. Now let me give you some more to add to it. Do you understand? It's like people come in here and they want me to go back and reteach what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad spent 43 years teaching. That's not what I'm here for. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught what he was supposed to teach. I'm not here to repeat that. I'm here to take you further. If you're ready to go. If you ain't, it's just like, you notice, I told you, look, we're going to start a unity and rebuilding fund here, and we're going to go on. The Bible just said, pool your resources, unite with your own kind, and pool your resources and do something for yourself. What is that unity and rebuilding fund for? To do what you claim that you believe can be done. But now I got to go back and tell you, look, we should unite with our own kind and pool our resources, you know what we're doing? Oh, man, the message already told us on that. I know he did. That's why I'm not going to waste no time begging you. I know he told you that you're supposed to do that. That's how I know you know that I'm doing the right thing. That's why I tell you, just like we used to tell a woman, when they used to wear flips and stuff up on their flips to show hypocrisy. So you want to keep me busy looking at the white man. You the devil. You just don't have the white skin. But you got the same mind that he got. And you want him now. Why? Why not? I don't want you. I don't want no them. That's what it said. You don't want no leadership. I mean, they have stood up and on their ass telling you we don't need no one leader. What if I chop your head off? Would that make you happy? You don't need no one here. I'm going to put you up there. Let's put you here on you. We're going to do a transfer. Yeah. And it was called a horror movie. Right? And you know, forget what I tell you. Right? And the white man, he tells you you don't need no one here. You need somebody. How many presidents he got? I mean, and when they went to war in Iraq, when he was white, and what did the Congress say when they got on him for going over there? What did they say? He was our president. Hillary Clinton included. George Bush was the president, and he was our president, and he was privy to information that we didn't have, and we supported him. Because he was our president. How come they don't do that with President Obama? Why don't they give him what he has? He got information they don't have. Right? Your hypocrisy is showing. But here you talk about, let me show me something else. Trayvon Martin got shot down there in Florida. And man, we was all clowning, wasn't we? What about all these people y'all shooting down? How come we ain't clowning? No, you're just trying to keep that racism stuff on. No, you don't let me change you, you certainly ain't gonna have to worry about it. Whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. His name is called the Word of God. And you can believe that or not. And you see it. I call him the Word of God for my instance. I ain't that's the first thing I want to know. Where you at in the scripture? What's your problem with me? Come on. But if Allah have a problem with me, then I'm the one with the problem. Ain't nothing wrong with his word. There's something wrong with me. But if you got a problem with me, and it ain't in Allah's word, I'm not your servant. I'm your Lord. Look, my daddy didn't have to remind me that he was my dad. No, he didn't. I don't care what he was doing coming out of his life. That was his business. He didn't answer to me. And I don't answer to none of y'all. I want you to know that. I don't answer to you. But you do answer to me. You may not realize it yet, but you going to have to me. You heard those rampage calls to be bought. You don't know what I've been doing for the past 30-something years. Almost 40 years now, I've been teaching and taking your insults and everything. And all I've done was work for you. Some of them don't even take the time to see what I've been doing, other than running off at the mouth. Then when you ask them who got so much complaints about the condition of black people, and you know we did and we did, and you ask them, well, what you got going on? What do you mean? Ask them point blank, what do you have going besides your mouth? Because you know how you can really tell what a man truly believes? Look at what he's doing. Just look at what he's doing. And that tells you what he truly believes. That's not something that I made up. That's over in the book of James. It says, I will have you know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead. If you tell me to stop what I'm doing, my first question to you will be, and do what else? What would you like me to do? If you have something better going than what I have going, I need to stop and doing it. I mean, let's face it, man. If one man got a 3-seater bicycle, another man driving a car, well, if I'm going to help anybody get something going, if I'm going to help somebody fix something, I ain't going to help you fix the bike. I'm going to help that man fix that car. So, doesn't that make sense? I mean, look, man, I want to see us rebuild this city, and I'm showing you the way it can be done. We ain't got to get no subsidy from the government. We ain't got to get nothing from nobody. We just put up $5 a person per month. A minimum of that would give us millions to go on and do what we need to do. Right here in the city of Detroit. I'm not talking about somewhere else. We can do it right here. And then after we get it done, then millions could have somewhere else get started. We wouldn't miss it. We'd be helping our own people. And we'd be shutting a lot of the mouths of the Ku Klux Klan. We'd be shutting the mouths of all of them hypocrites in Congress. We'd be shutting the mouths of everybody who tries to talk us down and look at us and do like that. Them so they'd be saying, boy, they got it together. You know, even the people who hated Muhammad Ali, that was white. You know, like the brother asked me about, do you think we're getting justice now? Do you think Ali would have, in the first place, would he have took the stand that he took if he had remained Cassius Clay? No, he would not, would he? When he took that stand, and the lower courts thought it up for punishment for him, when he got up to the Supreme Court, one of the justices who was going to write the opinion asked his law clerk, And to, you know, and when the law clerk saw the opinion that the justice was going to write, he was resigning. He started to resign. He said so many words. He said, young man. He said, you know it's against that man's religion to do what you're trying to get him to do. What are you doing? There's so many words, and the doctor acknowledged and gave all these jobs. There are white people in this country that care more about black people than you do. And that is a damn shame. Right? It made me feel about that low to have a white man in Mississippi walk over to my loan officer, the owner of the bank, and personally ask him, look, what's holding up Muhammad's loan? That was his way of telling not just the loan officer who was black, but that was his way of giving him some ammunition to take to some of them white people that call themselves tripping over Muhammad. So you get that man that money. Get on out the way. How do you tell a man who ain't getting nothing but borrow $50,000, $75,000, $100,000, and pay? How do you fix your mouth if you in money in business to make money? How do you tell him no when he comes to you and asks you for a loan? Of course, when I walk into the people's bank, I don't go in there with foot shuffling and with my hand in my hand, but I don't go in there with no chip on my shoulder either. I go in there like I'm dealing with people that speak. And I deal with them like I was going to be dealt with. And you are going to find, as the messenger told us, he said, once you have learned yourself, they respect you. Yeah. He said, he shows you respect when you learn yourself. But as long as you acting like this way, he treats you back. And you know what? He knows you ain't got no excuse. He knows. You think he can hear the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? The white man heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He saw all the good that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad tried to do for us. If you didn't accept the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, well, bye, nigga. That's what he would say to you. He see and hear everything I'm saying too. If he found that man down there in Florida talking about burning some Quran, they found him. You think they haven't heard me on there talking about the Homeland Security is listening to me right now. They put that conference line up there. They fixed it where you get unlimited long distance for what 1 hour on the phone used to would have cost. We live on YouTube right now. As far as I know we are. So if anybody had anything they thought they could win over me with, they would have been done draw before. You know what they're doing? They watching to see what you do. They're doing right. The same way that I'm showing you the progress that we making over there in that time job, that's what I'm going to do too. That's what I'm trying to do for you. That's just a small, that's just a small example of what we could be doing. As I told you, it ain't how much you have. It's how much you know how to do with what you have. They used to sing a song in the church. A little is much when it's in the master's hand. That's right. A man that can't do nothing with a little, he's deceiving himself when he says he can do something if he has a lot. Having a lot don't make you wise. You're just a dumb man with a lot. A foolish man with a lot. There's a whole lot of foolish people with a lot of money. And all they know how to do is get out of one house that costs $5 million and go get one that costs $50 million. Well, that's the truth. They don't know nothing else to do. And that's why he fixed it and used them as a carrot to make you think that you could make it in his world. And he put them out there. Just like you sit up and you think that the one man is divided, so you are divided. You don't even see the game that they run on you, that one man, he hired you in his factory, and he knows how much he's paying you. And his brother owns the grocery store, and the shoe store, and the car lot, and all of that kind of thing. And he pays you, and then one of them said, he said, well, you want that car? Yeah. And he said, how much they making over there? He said, well, they making something. Well, okay. And this is the price we put on the car. By the time he finished paying him, and he'll have very little left after we get him everything. Get his house note, his electric bill. Are you aware that electricity don't really cost anything? Once you put the generator up there, I mean, you got a river out there. They could have put up another hydroelectric plant or what's going out there. Yeah. But once you get the machinery together to produce the electricity, then it's just producing electricity all the time. But that's part of keeping you in servitude. He sets your salary, and he sets the prices on everything. You just share profit and don't know. And you never get out of debt. Look at them mortgages they put on houses. Man, do you know you can buy a $50,000 like Corvette. You can buy a $100,000 Corvette, and the note on it will be about $800, depending on what you put down, about $800 something a month. And you can get paid off in about 6 to 7 years. Yeah, about that. In fact, just 5 years. 800 times 10 is 8,000, times 5 is 12,000. And then if you say 8, that's almost 50 months. Let's say 60 months. 12. That's $9,600 a year. Times 5. 3,000 down, you pay for 6 years, you would have it paid off with it. Then why would you go and buy a $80,000 $50,000 house and spend 30 years to pay for it. If you could buy a $50,000 car and be through paying for it in 5 or 6 years, why does it take 30 years on mortgage for a house? And you know, we live our whole lives, and the only thing we have to show for it is the whole house, a car, and a little retirement check, if we lucky. That's how you want to live? Not me. Yeah. If all in the house and have a little money in the bank and a little money coming in with all the thing I had to worry about, I didn't have to worry. I bought my house back in 81. Okay, yeah, my house and I moved in Mississippi. And didn't put me another dime in it. Watched it burn down. Don't know how to take like me. Man, I want my own country, and I can't have my own country by myself. I got to have my people to keep. Now, if we get together, we can have our own country and build up all the mansions and do whatever else we want now. We can build up some cars and give them to each other. We ain't got to be running around old. And all that we don't use, we can sell to other people. Or trade with other people for other things. You know, until the world changes. But we're going to change the world. It's just a matter of we're going to be part of it. That's all. So we get there. We're going to change the world. So, if you can't see that, you can't see it. I mean, what kind of thing? Ain't people talking about, well, what about when you die? I'll die when I got that to do. Right now, I ain't got that to do. I sure ain't going to worry about it. I will worry about it stopping from that. Well, then don't want to worry about it, do it. But, if you live, you do that. Do you realize that you live longer when you got a reason to? I have a reason for getting up in the morning. When I lay down at night, I ain't got time to die. I got to live. I got too much to do. Don't always have too much to do. So you can go and come back to me later. I want to be just like them people that the messenger told me about. He said there was coming an old time. He said that they got to the point where they knew what was going to happen on their earth, and they had seen so much. They weren't particular about staying around so long, so they just started living a life that they knew to have an end. Some of them started eating 3 meals a day, and another way that they knew to bring an end to their life. So, well, that's the way it is. I may want to go one day, but I don't want to go right now. Yes, sir. Yeah, they was ready to go. They started living a life that they would have an end to. The less you eat, most people don't realize it, the less you eat, the longer you live. Just like with anything, your digestive system comes in. What if you had a car, brand new car, and you took it out for a drive once a week for about 100 miles, 50 miles around and back, and you parked it, and you didn't take it out till the next week? Your car will last actually indefinitely because you're not really using it enough to wear it out much, and that driving it once a week helps the motor. And you take it out and use it, it'll never auto mess up on you. Catch it all, and then you make that car last as long as you want it. Well, your digestive system, most of us don't realize that the digestive system has to rest on down too. But you eat. You been eating since you got into the world. Some of y'all ain't let your digestive system rest since you think. Mm-hmm. Not only give your body time to rest, you taking in a lot of poison. If you don't give your system a chance to get rid of it, that's what fasting does. Then that's one of the reasons you get that. I didn't know this was part of the other thing we think left out. Got some music or something, I'm getting up out of my throat or whatnot. Well, it depends on, Allah will certain things like he did with Jonah. He forced Jonah. But that's different with his messenger. See, once God chooses a man for his messenger, that man has already given Allah permission. And so he chose Allah, and so Allah chose him. And so once Allah chooses the man, he takes over the man's will. And the will of his messenger is the will of Allah. The will of Allah is the will of his messenger. So in that sense, yes, Allah, whatever his messenger can't do, ain't strong enough to do on his own, Allah will step in or make it happen. Okay. Like 390 years. Well, he was talking about making this place fit again. They don't bury so much garbage in the earth. That's the only way to purify it is to do that. Nuclear waste, there is no real safe way to store it. And putting it in them salt domes and stuff, when the earth is actually constantly what underneath is being recycled and pushed up. The earth ain't just it's just like you. Your skin, you losing cells and new ones is coming out taking it clear. So we can't just leave that stuff in the earth. That stuff got to be cooked. Well, that's how long it will take. He actually said that it would burn for about 390 years, and then it would take another approximately 600 and something years to cool off. And so it would take about 1,000 years. It's like this continent. You never thought how continents come about. Continents come about from the eruption of the core of the earth. Molten rock, molten lava. The scientists tell you that Yellowstone is one of those super volcanoes. And that whole park, Yellowstone Park, is sitting on, it's actually a volcano. And they know it's active. In certain parts of it, they don't close to the public because you can't walk over it. And so, the time is coming when this will have to be made 50. Because how are you going to get rid of the nuclear waste material from these plants and stuff that they done took those rods and buried that stuff in concrete domes and stuff, salt domes. That stuff's going to be active for the next 10,000 years. So, in order to make sure that it don't harm nobody, it got to be cooked. So, Allah can melt this continent back down, and it'll be just in here cooking. The messenger said Allah will burn on that long, 390 years. Just cooking. Then it will, after it cool off, and re-solidify, and then new plants and all kinds of things. Yeah. The Bible says the thing. It says that you heard of the island Krakatoa? And they say when Krakatoa blew, that you go on YouTube and they'll show you some history on it. They'll show you some film on it. Then when it blew, the sound of it could be heard halfway around the world. And Krakatoa was just a small island. But the scripture says, the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heaven shall pass away with a great noise. If we hadn't seen something like that or heard of something like that happening before, we wouldn't know what they were talking about. Well, at first I thought that was talking about intercontinental ballistic missiles until I heard about Krakatoa. And then it gives you another hint when it says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. You know, iron and steel, gold and silver, those are elements. They have melting points. If the temperature gets so hot, gold will melt. Iron will melt. Silver will melt. Nickel will melt. The elements shall melt with fervent heat. And the earth and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So, and God told there, you know, I mean, I sit right there in Mississippi, and Mississippi can be turned into an island. You know, big thing. So, the messenger says this. He says, we don't know where we're going to be in. He said, but wherever he is, that's where we will. He was talking about me. So, you know, right now, we ain't worried about that. I'm trying now to show you the power that you have if you would just unite and go on and get yourself up. You know, but I tell you, you know our biggest problem. We don't want to stop. We don't want to stop all that wrong. We want to keep on drinking, smoking, getting high, doing whatever we can do. We don't want to be right. We want God to bless us, but we don't want to be right. That's the basic problem. Be honest. Be honest. We want every people all the time. Like, well, you know, I ain't want no religion. Why do you want no religion? Because it tells me I'm doing wrong. I like the wrong I'm doing. It don't seem wrong to me. Everybody doing something. So, you know, we make excuses to do what we want to do. But I'm telling you, the earth belongs to Allah. You even do what He wants over because you won't be. If you in somebody else's house, you learn to do what they want to do in their house. The earth belongs to Allah. no problem with doing what he said. And especially since I know that it's all in my best interest. I mean, how am I going to argue when I'm 63 years old, and I still get it wrong almost as good as I did when I was a kid. I can't argue with that. Y'all don't believe Muhammad taught me how to eat. Even when I don't eat right, it's not because I don't know. It's just that I just sometimes don't do it. You know, and Allah is merciful. But the messenger promised us a lot of things. He said that even in the hereafter, he said, even on the gray hair, he said that will all go back to being black. He said, how you going to do that? Same way he do everything else he do. How the earth been here for 78 trillion years and still looking serve Allah. Trust in Allah. Any more questions? Yes, sir? Yes, sir. Speaking of area to start feeling the role like you do in urban gardens with an education. Are you been saying what we're going across that we stand on the earth without people? No, I'm not saying that what I'm saying is, I mean, they're not, that nuclear waste that they bury, there's no safe way to store it. Because the earth, they're not making it eternal. The earth itself is constantly turning over what's up underneath it, being unearthed by the way that the life on the earth itself. And so, that's why I told them they need to stop building them plants. And they need to dismantle the ones that they got. Now, I told them that's what they need to do. You see what happened in Japan. Now, they done contaminated all of their people. They ain't told you how bad it really is. So, the thing we need to do is we need to first unite. And we need to unite in righteousness. Unite for what is right. And it is only right that if we live here, we should make our habitation beautiful. I mean, if you got to live in a house, why not let it be beautiful? You got to live in a community, why not have beautiful sidewalks and streets and beautify the place where you live? What's wrong with that? Well, first of all, ain't nobody fighting over the Detroit River. Fighting with who? The thing we need to do is, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't watch your enemy, but I am telling you that if all you're doing is watching what somebody else doing without doing anything yourself, then what is the point? I mean, if anything, you ought to be doing so much that people will be trying to figure out what you do and why. You know, if they got time to do that. But a man who's busy doing for himself, he ain't really got too much time to worry about what you over there doing because he's too busy trying to do for himself. And I frankly don't care what they're doing as long as they ain't trying to do it to us. And I ain't worried about what they try to do. Because whatever they try to do to us, it ain't going to work no way. It's going to get them in the ground quick. Just like some of them in Mississippi found out. So they leave us alone now. But you, and no, I didn't do nothing to them. I ain't got to. When Allah decides that it's your time to get up, He takes charge and makes sure that you can do what He gives you. And woe to anybody who tries to stop. So it's our time. All you got to do is come on, so tomorrow, you go over there to Michigan first. Put that extra money that you got, put that in that account, and let's get paid. We got to get with some of the brothers and sisters that's in business, that's supporting that account. And we need to go around to each of their businesses, get the carpenters and the people that do the work to give us estimates on what it would cost to get it done. And uplift those, facelift those buildings and get them looking just as nice as anything like that. Some of the brothers and sisters that have been may want to expand. We need to help them expand those businesses so they can give more jobs to our work. And then once we get that done, we need to go on and support those businesses. We're going to buy gas, we're going to buy that station that I put on. If we're going to buy groceries, we're going to look for food. That's right. I don't care if that brother don't that ain't got nothing to do with following me. It has something to do with him being one of our people and we should support him. He's not no follower of mine. Walmart ain't no, when did they become something so special? So support your people. Show some love for your people. Soon we'll be showing you what we've been doing in Mississippi while we were helping up here. Some things had to slow down because we took the money that we was going to use on that and put it in that unit now to help kind of take care of some things that need to be done. We go back and you know, right back there on that area and look at that place now. It's really coming together now. They put a wrought iron fence back there. Find out from Mr. Grant when he's going to go and put the gate in. I mean, we did have money for the gate. Okay. All right. And tell him that I'm going to come up with the rest of the money for that electric operating thing that he wanted to put on there. The robot, yeah. We're going to do that too. Maybe not right away, but I do want that. And yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Then we're going to put the gate up there and we'll open and close by hand for now, but I definitely want to put that robot on there. That's you want to be as modern as, if you don't pattern after somebody, pattern after the best. You don't have to wonder what to do. Just go around and look at other people that are successful, and then As your example of what you do. So, that's what we're going to do. Yes, sir. Okay. What do you think about Holocaust here in Detroit or out of Park to raise money? Sometimes they have program, but you're willing to go and or like they have very good Holocaust or who all have raise money last. What do you think about Holocaust? Well, I know our day would be more than happy to help out there. But what I want to get our people to start doing is recognizing that white people don't have to do telethons to take care of their infrastructure. White people tax themselves to do that. I mean, you can't every time you get ready to do something in the black community, go out there big. You got to have something steady coming in. You got to get you a cash flow. You got to start you a national treasury. That's all the unity and rebuilding on in. It's a tax that you won't miss. That's all. We are taxing ourselves. And I'm making sure that it's all transparent. So you can see what we're doing with the money. I even told you gave me the people up that, on the air, that they go there and get the people in Michigan first to tell them what we're doing with the money. Is all of them really doing the right thing, or is some of this money going to look like some place where they got nothing? You know? And because if we can, this is my way of developing a trust between yourself and me. Because if I can get you to trust me, then I can go on and guide you to where you need to be. But if I can't get your trust, you don't give money to people that you don't trust. It just ain't gonna happen. It's not if you're intelligent. I mean, by now, you ought to be tired of giving all this money. Look how much money. We already giving our money out. We just giving it to the wrong people. Every Sunday, you know how much money churches take out? What do you got to show for? Nothing. But run down the community. Now go back there on Mount Elliott and look what you got to show for that little brigade. Look at this station you sitting in right here. Are you aware that we hadn't did what we had to do this place up here? Now, RJ owns his property. And the only one that he owe any money to is the little that we borrowed. And we even fixed that where it just come out of what we pay on that. So he ain't got to be coming out of his pocket. But the thing is, we got to start helping each other. If we would just unite on what we all agree on, and then we try living in poverty, right? Well, then we on the same page on that. So then why don't we just unite on that? Let's get ourselves up out of poverty. Yes. Huh? Yeah, those pamphlets. We already got them. We give them now. Yeah. And if you got some people that you don't give some to, Brother Derek, let me give you something to give to. I don't want none of that old copies. I want some pamphlets where you distribute to people that's going to do something other than throw them in the trash. Yeah, yeah. Brother Derek, Sister Charlene. Yeah, they got some in now. Yeah, you take as many as you think you need. As many as you think you need. You can always go back and get some more. But we'll order some more. Yeah. You know, but the key is, look, let me tell you something. If we can get something going here in Detroit, that we don't publish it on the internet and whatnot. Once we get it enough and get it big enough where people will see it, man, we'll have support from all over the country. Then we can start it all over the country. All people have to do is see that it ain't no game, that it ain't no what you call panhandling, that ain't nobody scheming. So, I mean, actually, Black Pride and everything took off from the ND up. Well, it's time to take it to the next level. It's time for us to get independent. I don't want to be the president of the United States. I don't want to. We got a brother that's the president of the United States. So what's left for us other than running our own country? What? We done been mayors, governors, and some of everything, and we still ain't. And we ain't never gonna be that until we get somewhere and work together and take care of ourselves as a new nation, just like other nations do. It's time for us to come to birth. That the men and women of the black people in America don't have to stand up and pave the way. And no boys and girls don't do this. Men and women don't have to do this. Now let's get over there, put some funds in that unity and rebuilding account, and let's make this happen. Did the brother come that got this service station? I definitely want to get with you on this. This brother, that can be our next project. No, I'm talking about the brother who say he want to open up on. Yeah. Yeah, that could be our next project. I mean, he already got his seed money. So, why not? Yeah. And not only that, it'll be jobs for some honest people. One of the worst things that you can be is, one of the problems with Mr. Cook passing over there at his market? A man that's in there stealing from him. Yeah. We always talking about how low down white people are. Next time one of us come up to you saying that, tell them how long he is, man. Just tell them how long he is. Because we just allow. The only reason you point at him is so you can throw the attention off of you. You know how you know that's true? Look at all the people the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had. And look how quickly they acted like he hadn't done nothing wrong. Surely man is ungrateful. So, this is what we got to make up our minds to do. Not only do we want to rebuild our city, we want to rebuild our character. It's not enough just to be a businessman. Unless you didn't learn nothing from watching these people. They built up all these beautiful places, you know, the Spears and a lot of those stores. What was that other one that used to? Well, maybe, yeah, Custom, remember that? And some of the rest of them, they ain't in business no more. You know what put them out of business? People. Internal theft. The warehouse sending the man's merchandise out the back door, stealing the inventory. And so I'm telling you, if we just build up beautiful businesses and beautiful homes and stuff like that, and learn to act like white folks that way, then only thing we doing is following in their footsteps, and we're going to wind up where they wind up. But if you take the best of what he did and then add righteousness to it, then you can have a civilization that's going to last. Because when you know one thing about a Muslim, when you leave a Muslim in charge of your business, he treats back. And whatever is yours, it's still yours, even when you're not there. And that's one of the reasons why you are very foolish not to want something around. Because those are really the only people in this country that you save when you are around. And there ain't no such thing as an unrighteous Muslim. There's a whole lot of people running around here calling themselves Muslims. There's like there's a whole lot of people calling themselves congressmen, a whole lot of people calling themselves senators, a whole lot of people calling themselves policemen and lawyers and all of that. And they really ain't nothing but a bunch of crooks. They're just calling themselves something. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what a hypocrite is, right? Okay. So let's do this. We got to put some asphalt over there in the parking lot. You know, we want to put a central and central air and heat over there. Don't take money. But if you want to make money, you got to spend money. So you want the community to look like something, and the first thing we need to do is get the business people and see what they need, and we need to put some resources in their hands and let them people who got that business know how. Those are your job makers, man. And then he makes jobs, and a lot of us can then do them like they've been doing now. I mean, it's on their job. Go out to their community and get money, work for them in their community, and then bring it back and spend it in your community. And pretty soon you got a cash flow going through your community that once it gets to a certain level, you ain't even got to leave home and go to work anymore. They home to work. But there's a way to do it, man. You know, they listening to me. Yeah, I want them to listen. I want them to know that we know. You know? Because they know that there's no way that I don't know this. God don't know this. They show this each day. So let's get the business community together, and then some of the money that go into the business, we need to have a businessman's association and decide on how much each business can give toward the betterment of the community, the rebuilding of the community, on top of what the regular household will do. And man, we can be putting carpenters and electricians and brickmakers and you name it, all the builders, all the people that know how to do something. They'll have a full-time job, not only rebuilding our community, then you got your landscapers and all them people that know something about that. We can put them, give each man maybe 100 houses around his block to take care of it. Now, he ain't got to leave home to go to work. He just get up and go and cut the lawn, keep them manicured and everything. He pays so much money out of that time. You know, that's the way it's done, man. You see them people riding up and down the highways on them tractors and stuff, keeping their medium cut and all that kind of stuff. There's no tax money at work there. That man got him a job. And at the same time, the tax money is taking care of beautifying the city. Do you understand? Well, now we can do that. Just out of the money that we get. Next thing you know, we go around to the schools and find some of the brightest and the best. And we give them scholarships. Send them to whatever schools we want them to go to, or by then, we bring them to high school, put them through school. Make up some lawyers, make up whatever we need. And then we have our own defense league and everything else. And when stuff like Trayvon Martin happening, won't be happening now. Just as much as you won't find no young Jewish child walking down the street somewhere and can't be saved. No, nobody mess with them because they know that they are united and they ain't coming. They didn't do something about it. Do you understand? So, you got to build your own community. And in your own community, you're the boss. Then you start to understand what white people meant when they said, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. You know, they build their community. They appoint their governors. They appoint their mayors and people who look out for them. They hire their police. They make their rules. They need to put gates up around their community. You can't get in there unless they let you in. You can do that, but you ain't going to do it hating each other. Always we want to move over to where white folks. Why don't you build up white folks? Because you still got that old slave mind that I can't do nothing without white folks. You ain't been able to do nothing with white people. Well, yeah. Thank you. I want us to get together. I want to make some place on this earth that we can call our own. But right now, we live in. We know what they say about possession. 9% ownership. But we still got to have some place that we really can say is ours. You understand? So let's practice here. While we practicing here, then we will be
prevent something more permanent, something. There you go. All right. Any more questions? Say what? Well, actually, the messenger showed us that the name Barak means the opening. And that's basically what I get from that. And he did. He unlocked our minds. He opened our minds to Islam, opened our minds to the truth. And as we were virgins of sorts, but we had never known the truth, like a woman that had never known a man, or a man that had never known a woman. We were virgins when it came to knowing God. And so, people say that little bit more people understand what the man is for. I just told you, the messenger said it meant to open. Yeah, you heard something else. That was somebody's fine. It wasn't nothing. No, you mixing up what the messenger had to say. No, when the messenger was teaching on Barak, he actually, as a matter of fact, let's see here. And As he said, it means that which is beginning, that which is opening. You see, as I told you, a lot of people out there trying to say it means something more than that. But the messenger, you heard what he said. So, don't pay no attention to all these people out here that won't tell you what to do. Next time one of them come up to you, call them teacher. Tell them to come in here and say it in front of me. If he ain't got nothing to hide, he don't mind coming in here and saying it to me. Yeah, on the theology of time. But like I said, you was kind of mixing up. I know he said that he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, but he was quoting scriptures there. That was not something that that the messenger was actually teaching on. He was just quoting the scripture. And I've explained what that's talking about. The only one who got a name written that don't nobody know me is me. And that name is the Word of God. Nobody knows that but me. And that's why it's written like that. That he had a name. You can't say that the name Jesus is a name that nobody knows but the one. I mean, then the name for God. Those names are written in many people know. But the Word of God, don't nobody know that but me. Okay. And that's the name that I have written that don't nobody know but me. You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been watching you for some time, because of my father, and I came in to see my father. And I would like to invite you, everyone here, to the true visit of God. Because I found that after listening to you for many your lectures, that what you're teaching, I may or may not be aware of it, it's actually false. That's no place to do.
Okay, what's false about it?
Well, I've come to hear you. I've heard you several times mention that there is no reward and punishment after you die. But in fact, this is a very critical aspect of the religion of Islam that Allah has mentioned over and over many times in the Quran. And that was also articulated by all the prophets that Allah sent to teach mankind the true religion of Islam. And as you well know, the religion of Islam was taught by all the prophets, and some means to submit to Allah. But also, it has very specific beliefs that one must understand properly. If indeed they want to submit to Allah for all God. Because as we know, the Christians, they believe in the oneness of Allah. But because they have an improper understanding of the oneness of Allah, this takes them outside of the time.
Now, let me say this here. Now, when you say that there's a reward after you die, you got misunderstood what you think that I said. But the Holy Quran says, die not unless you are Muslim. Now, what does that mean?
For me, to submit to Allah.
No, I'm asking.
Submission to Allah.
So when it says die not unless you are Muslim, what does that mean?
Not die in a state of kufr. Not die in a state of disbelief.
What does that die mean?
Die means.
Yes, because it says die not.
We all here, we all know what death means. We all know what it means to die, to be without life. I don't think anyone needs to hear my definition of that. In other words, all to understand what we mean to say die.
But understand something. When you say, when Quran says die not unless you are Muslim, can any of us, whether Muslim or not, when death comes, can we refuse to die? The kind of death that you're talking about.
Allah says that the time is appointed and no man can put it off, no man can hurry it off.
So we know that Allah could not have meant physical death because He already, wait a minute, you just said it. You said you can't put it off and you can't make it go faster and you can't put it off. Okay. So that's not the kind of death that the Holy Quran, when Allah said, die not unless you are Muslim. It was talking about, it's just like the child. When you were born, when you were conceived, you were a life germ, in sperm, emitted. When that life germ, when you came in contact with the ovum of your mother, you died as a life germ. But you were reborn as a blastocyst after that clot. You were a clot, then the clot became a blastocyst, and the blastocyst became a lump of flesh, an embryo. And then in that lump of flesh, bones grew. When it says complete, innate, and incomplete, you went from being a life germ to a clot of blood to a lump of flesh, which is what you were going to become, which was a flesh and blood human being. So you were complete, flesh, and yet incomplete. But in order for one stage of your growth and development to continue, the other stage has to discontinue. You have to die. And so we die as the scripture says. He says, I die daily. And in order for me to become a Muslim, I had to die as a Negro. I couldn't, in order for me to, I should say, become a black man, I had to put away the belief or die calling myself a Negro. And so that's the kind of death that we get rewarded at. We get a reward after we die in submission to Allah. When we give up our will for His will. Now that, we get a reward at. But as far as physical death, once you physically die, you've gotten all of your rewards and you've gotten all of your punishment. And anytime you try to say that a messenger taught us that we will somehow, after we are physically dead, get some kind of reward, that is contrary to Scripture.
So you see that what you have actually said is a contradiction to Scripture itself, and I can read you.
Okay.
There's so much going on, but there is no ambiguity.
Go to the verse.
There's very, very good thing as to the reward and the punishment after a person dies. If you turn to
Go to it.
Surah 37.
Okay, chapter 37.
Chapter 37, verse
What verse?
Verse 53.
Go on.
When we die and become dust and our life to that tree upon us for he and the accursed devil said, when we die and become dust and bones, shall we indeed receive rewards and punishment? The voice said, do not look down. He looked down and saw that man in the midst of the fire. He said, my Allah, you were a little short of bringing me to perdition. If you read back, Ayah 50 is discussing people who will be in paradise. It says, then they will turn to one another and question one another. One of them will start to talk and say, I had an intimate companion on earth who used to say, what? Are you among those who bear witness to the truth that when we die and become dust and bones, so we indeed receive reward and punishment? And as you can see, Allah makes it very clear to us that at that time, the person will think back to his worldly life. When the person, as you know, in this world, rejected the notion of there being any reward and punishment. But Allah makes it clear to us so that we will not have any confusion in this Quran that we will indeed receive reward and punishment based upon our living. And if you think about those people who live wickedly in this life, but they enjoy all the fruits of this life. And they die in a state where they're enjoying all of the comforts and conveniences of this world. But Allah is the just, and He will give them their requital on the day of judgment. After they die, He will bring them back and create them in the same fashion that He created them the first time.
Brother, do you believe in the prophecy of the coming of Mahdi? And if you agree in the coming of the rightly guided one, what does that say about the guidance that you already have?
I believe that even when Allah guides, no one can be straight.
Well, wait a minute. Let's talk to you. I don't want to talk to a recorder. I want to talk to you. Now, just a moment. You can't on the one hand tell me that you believe that a rightly guided one is coming. If anybody already has right guidance, why is there a need for a rightly guided one?
Would you like me to answer that?
Now.
Okay. What I was actually saying to you was not a tape recorder, but that was the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He mentioned in the Quran, where He said that the one whom Allah guides, no one can be straight.
No, that's not what I was asking you. No, just a moment. You're not answering my question.
I'm asking you from Scripture repeating my statement.
No, you didn't answer my question about, now talk to me. Okay, now, you say that you believe that there is a Mahdi coming. The Mahdi.
I'm asking that in my own fashion, but I want to answer that.
Are you the Mahdi?
Which question do I ask first?
Answer that one. Are you the Mahdi?
Well, I'm not here promoting myself. I'm here promoting
No, wait a minute. When the Mahdi comes, he will tell us that we.
Actually, the Prophet Muhammad, he mentioned that the Mahdi will not promote himself as the Mahdi. And what you are referring to, that word?
Well, actually, when he said that the Mahdi will not promote himself as the Mahdi, that was just bearing witness to what just a moment. Now, you don't do that in your mind. So don't come in here and do me like you wouldn't do your imam. Okay. Now, when Prophet Muhammad said that the Mahdi will not promote himself, That's just the same thing that Jesus said, that when the Spirit of truth comes, he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak. Allah had already told his angels to bear witness to the mouthpiece. He said in the 3rd chapter, you say so, the 3rd chapter of the Holy Quran, in the 80th verse, says, when Allah made a covenant through the prophets, saying unto them, what I have given you of book and wisdom, then a messenger comes to you, verifying that which is with you. You shall believe in him, and you shall aid him. And he asked them, do you affirm and accept my compact? They said, we do affirm. And he said to them, then bear witness. So they are the witness bearers to the mouthpiece. And if you cannot make Jesus and Moses and David and Solomon and all of the messengers of God's words bear witness to what you are saying, then you are not the mouthpiece. And you have not been taught by the mouthpiece. Well, I am.
Well, people know the mouthpiece because everything that he teaches will be in accordance with the Quran. But we find
No, that's not what the prophet taught you. Yes, it is.
Well, in that example that I gave you regarding reward and punishment, I gave you
Turn to Ecclesiastes.
I gave you a third example.
Turn to Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter.
I gave you a third example from the Quran.
Turn to Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter. Okay. No, you can't just have it. You can't just have the Quran. What you gave me was not clear. It was only deceptive to you. Now you turn to the 9th chapter of Ecclesiastes and go to the, I want you to start reading at the 5th verse and read from the 5th verse to just the 2 verses, the 5th and 6th verse. Pick the book up. That's the book you have in your hand.
I'm reading it at the first moment.
I said, read it out loud so people can hear you, like you read that.
If you don't mind, I'll prefer to read the verses that you like it.
Okay.
And then I will.
It says, for the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything. Neither have they any more a reward. For the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. I believe in all of the scriptures. I don't just believe in one. And the understanding that you got from the Quran has deceived you. That's not what that verse meant. You didn't ask me to explain it to you. But what you think you know, you don't. You know what Prophet Muhammad said about 3 generations out there? What did he say?
He said that 3 generations after him will not be up.
Oh, okay. How long is 1,400 years? It's more than 3 generations there. And what you have is really not the true Islam.
I disagree.
Well, I got all of the scriptures here with me, bearing witness to me. You came in here without all of the scriptures.
The Quran is a confirmation that everything that came before it.
Well, how would you know that since you don't have what came before?
Because I trust what Allah
No. My question is,
previously a Christian.
no. My question to you is, if you believe that the Holy Quran verifies what came before it, then the Torah and the Gospel should be with you. For the Holy Quran says that it is not just a guide. to those who keep their duty, to guide to those who believe in that which has been revealed to thee, and that believe in that which was revealed before.
And according to the scripture for our attention to,
Yeah.
if you have any knowledge of the Prophet Muhammad, who Allah said, with the Quran, you will know that this verse does not contradict anything that I said.
No,
Nor does
it contradicts your understanding.
well, nor does it contradict my understanding.
Oh, yes, it does.
Because the Prophet is on us that when a man dies, his actions at that point are no more. He can no longer praise Allah. He can no longer make salah. He can no longer give in charity.
He can no longer receive a reward or a punishment.
So at that point, the deeds are cut off.
Yes.
But the reward for his deeds are awaiting him in the presence of Allah when he will be recreated.
No, sir.
The Quran speaks very clearly about this, and it's very clear to everyone. Now, if you try to take what Allah says that is clear and ambiguous by throwing confusion over the top of it, then Allah is the one God. I got it.
You're the one who's putting confusion in there.
It's very
I mean, this is what I want to ask you.
reward you in the hereafter. Your reward is not in this life. So that is not a peripheral belief. That is the very core of Islam. And if you do not have the proper understanding, the proper belief in that regard, your Islam is in jeopardy. That is what
I mean, see, that's another thing that you said. Islam is not mine. Islam is Allah. I don't have my own Islam. You see, you listen to, you're making the same mistake that our forefathers made. You trust strangers more than you trust your own. And you're going to regret it. You know who first introduced Islam to the Western Hemisphere? It wasn't the Arabs. It was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I have taste. Well, just a moment, yes you are. You even trying to sound like him.
no.
Yes you are. I mean, why do you have an accent? Wait just a moment. Why do you have an accent as though you are an Arab when you grew up in America?
I wasn't aware that I sound like Arab, but
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, you just started talking like that since you've been over there with them.
I'm projecting my voice in a way where everyone can hear it. I don't know how
No, you putting on air. This is the way, just a moment, brother. Just a moment. No, I don't want everybody to get into that. This is my guest, and let me deal with it. Understand something, brother. Let me tell you something. Now, you're just a young man, and you fall into the thing that I have seen. I saw my own brothers do. When we was growing up, sent him off to school someplace with Caucasian people. He come back. He couldn't even say yes anymore. It was yeet. And he was trying his best to sound like his teacher. You know, the one thing about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that makes you know that he is from God is that whenever someone went around the messenger and came back, they still sound like they did. It's just that just a moment, brother. The messenger didn't make no clone.
I'm very familiar with the Arab accent, and I can demonstrate it for you. It sounds nothing like what I sound like.
I know you didn't hear you. Well, brother, what I'm asking you, what I would like to know is why did you run over there to them instead of coming to the ones who introduced it? No, it's not. I don't know anything. Just a moment, brother. Just a moment. you make a statement.
You see him following Arab. I told you that my understanding of Islam has a lot to do with the understanding they came out of Africa.
We're not African.
If you research, you'll find out.
We are not African. Just a moment, brother. Okay, now, just a moment, brother. Just a moment. No, I just want you to be quiet and let me say something. To what I said? Well, I mean, you don't have to react, just answer. But the thing is, I'm trying to get you to understand, brother, is there are no African scholars. You know how I know that? The condition of Africa. I mean, if I'm going to refer to someone as a scholar, then when I think of scholar, I think of intelligence, I think of wisdom, I think of understanding. How can you look at the continent of Africa in the condition that it's in and tell me that Africa has a bunch of scholars?
People don't always listen to the scholars and the knowledge. They don't
know. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a scholar, and his proof was the Nation of Islam. And nobody listened to him when he first started. But before it was over with, everybody was walking around here, including the people who said he thought, hey, everybody walking around here talking about they black and brown. And they got that from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. There's a whole lot of people now walking around here talking about self-help is what we need. They got that from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. There's a whole lot of people running around here saying all praise is due to Allah. And they got that from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The very name Islam hadn't even been heard here in America by the so-called Negroes until the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came. So these people that you hooked up with, they come over here. You know why Muslims are welcome in America here now? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad established Islam here as a viable and right religion. That's where the Arabs and all of these people and all of the Africans and all of them are coming. They found Islam acceptable here. But they don't want to give credit to Allah's Messenger who established it. As a matter of fact, they tell you he didn't teach true Islam. But if you corner them and ask them, okay, well, what part of what he taught was wrong? They say he taught hate. White people ain't devils. They ask them, ask the same person that tells you about what white people are, and ask them, where do white people come from? Allah made it. Yeah, but how? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us the origin of all people. It's just like the African calling himself an African, and he thinks he's free. The black man never named that continent Africa. Alexander the Great named it that. We call the whole planet Asia. So, I would love to talk to the people who've been teaching you. But the problem is when it's on the one hand, if you tell me that you believe in the coming of the rightly guided one, and Prophet Muhammad said 3 generations after him would no longer be of him. Well, what does that tell you? That no matter what you get from over there in the East, that's not where Islam is going to come from. Prophet Muhammad said in the last days the sun would rise from the west. That's where we are. That's where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came and taught Islam, and that's where he told you in 1974, he said that the Son is rising from the dead. So, you know, there are certain things that you're going to have to learn. That is, stop. There's an old story about a man who went all over the earth looking for gold. But he had forgot to look in his own backyard. Yeah. You notice with all of your religion that people have been trying to teach you, I'm the only one that here in this city trying to get you to up and help you do something for yourself. Now, where's all these others? What are they doing for you other than telling you that, I mean, you come in here to tell me my religion is wrong. Prophet Muhammad said that. He said, if a Muslim sees a wrong, he should do one of three things, or better, all three. Speak out against it. The first one, he said, hate it in his heart. Speak out against it. Or work to change it with his name. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad found us. He found us being called colored people, being called niggers, Negroes, and no other people on earth will ever call Negroes. And we were being oppressed, mistreated. He hated it in his heart. He spoke out against it. And he worked to change it with his hands. And they say he didn't have true Islam. But the same people who said he didn't have true Islam, and they say they did have true Islam, just sitting over there looking at all of the injustices going on around the world. Wasn't doing that. Matter of fact, he was in bed with the one who was doing the injustice. They gave me a Holy Quran here. I done wore out quite a few of these. And you know when I stand up to teach out of the Holy Quran, this one is by Maulana Muhammad Ali. You know what they tell me? That's not real Quran. And so I asked them, you know, it's not. No. In order to understand Quran, you must learn Arabic. So I said, well, if it's not real Quran, and I need to learn Arabic, then why did you all allow it to be published and given to me as Quran? All you have in what they gave you is, in calling it Islam, is Christianity, formed over. In Christianity, all my life I was taught that if I be good, I'm on, when I die, physically, I'm going to go to heaven, and I'm going to be rewarded, and I'll be with Jesus and whatnot. I learned that all my life in Christianity. It didn't take them to come teach me that is Islam for me to learn that I'm going to get me some reward. And if I don't be good, I'm going to be punished. I'm going to burn in hell forever. And that's the teaching of Christianity. And then when I look in the scriptures, it don't say no such thing. The scripture says just out. The scripture says your heaven is right here. You walking around on heaven. Matter of fact, it says God calls the throne of man heaven. Okay. Where is the kingdom of heaven? Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you. that it's a place you go to. It's God's kingdom is His word, His understanding. It's like the kingdom of medicine, the kingdom of engineering, the kingdom of plant and animal science. That's all within you. So, there's certain things you just have to say. I'm pretty sure that you look at me as a disbeliever, and that's the way I look at you. Because there's a whole lot there. Say, oh, disbeliever, I serve not that which you serve. Nor shall I serve that which you serve. Nor do you serve him who I serve. To use yours and to use mine. I'm paraphrasing. But you know what it is. So, but we don't have to be. Just because we disagree, that don't mean that we have to be disagreeable to get along with it. You just say, you is yours, and me is mine. Okay. You is yours, and me is mine. So I'll allow some manifest which about this correct. But as I told you, you want to tell me, I can't just stand up and tell you that I believe in all of the prophets and in all of their scriptures. And then I'm standing up teaching and you ask me about something in the Quran or something in the Bible, and I don't have one of them books with me. Because it's kind of hard to say that I believe in something, but I didn't bring it. So one of the pillars of faith is you have to believe in all of the prophets. All of this. Any more questions? Yeah. Well, what is what? An exorcism? If you notice the word exorcism has as its root exercise. And when you to exercise is an action that must take place. It's a deed and an action. In order to get rid of evil thoughts, and for those are your devils. Your devils are your evil thoughts, your thoughts that are contrary to Allah and to what Jesus has us to do. And you know how you learn those evil thoughts? You learn those that are evil by what you did. The longer you do something wrong, the easier it is to do, because the more you learn how to do it. And the more ways you learn how to do it. That way. You may have started, you got some people who may have started off drinking beer. Next thing you know, they're drinking wine. Next thing you know, they're smoking marijuana. They'll learn many ways to get high. Do you understand? Well, okay. They learned that by doing it. If you want to exercise, if you want to perform an exorcism or to get rid of the evil thoughts that you have to change your deeds. You've got to start consciously practicing something different than what you've been practicing. Instead of going out there, for instance, when somebody curses you and you curse back, and you do it without thinking about it, well, then you got to start thinking and don't curse back. And as you exercise a new way of doing, pretty soon that old way, just like, I don't curse people anymore. Man, if I went in the Marine Corps, I know some curse words. Man, I mean, what I do when I'm in my sleep, that's different. But when I'm woke, I don't even hardly have them dreams no more where I be cussing, wake myself up. But, but that's part that I have to deal with. That's the jihad that I have to fight. Jihad is not a war that goes on outside of you. That's a war that you fight inside. No, that's just Hollywood. That ain't nothing. That's foolish. Yes, sir.
That's why the person that's been taught 10 years learning to certain things. It's hard to do something different. But what I learned, since I learned from my way, I said that people thought that you have is there any hope for a person that has
Where there's life, there's hope. That was in that passage. The scripture says, where there's life, there's hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. So we don't ever say that a person is beyond hope. What you do is you tell people, you can only offer people the truth. It's just like if, for instance, my brother here, he offered what he had. He can't force somebody to accept it. All he can do is offer. Then he did his part. Just like I offered him. I did my part. Then it's up to each and every one of you to accept or reject the offer. If you offer a person something to drink or something to eat, why don't you get offended if they say thank you? Well, I don't get offended if person don't want what I'm offering to eat. Would you have some dinner? No, thank you. Okay. Then at least I offer. Because I don't want you force feeding me. And I'm not going to force feed nobody. Do you understand? Islam is freedom. So you offer. I offer you what Allah has given me. And I like to argue. But when I say argue, I'm not talking about insult people. I like to argue. I like to go point for point with people. Hey, you say it such and such, let me show you that ain't right. Or if I said this, well, stop me right there and show me what's wrong with that. But when I discover that you don't understand, then we have no basis for arguing. As I told you, I am the mouthpiece. And that's who I am. I'm the rightly guided one. Allah has sent me with the guidance and the true religion to make it overcome the religions, all of them. And you don't get nobody, look at all these, you got Sunni and Shiite Muslims. Now in the world they're going to tell you about the right religion when they can't agree on what's right. That's crazy. Prophet Muhammad was not a Sunni, and he was not a Shiite. Prophet Muhammad was a Muslim. Jesus was a Muslim. Abraham named us Muslim. And that's it. That's plenty for me. Moses, Muslim. David, all of the prophets were Muslim. They were ones who submitted to do the will of God. That's what a Muslim is. So, and I am a Muslim. I am the Son of Man, the one that they prophesied of to come. Now, yes, sir. Wa alaikum assalam. To what? Well, the first death is spiritual. again, but you ain't gonna know nothing about it. Because that's what this flesh is. That's talking about the death of the physical. And that is being reused. You know, this matter that we made out of it, this matter is as old as it has its timeless. But when it can't hold its time anymore, it go back in the earth. Then it's used as it becomes a tree, becomes something, flower, you name it. Now that's spiritual. You know, we die mentally, and we have to be resurrected from that. That's what's going on with that. Yeah, it is getting chilly in here. And I don't got chilly. Let the beat go home. Get warm. May Allah continue to bless us all, keep us safe in our right mind. And I want you to go on over there and remember that unity and rebuilding process is something in there that's going on. Get this good work started.